Hey, what is up guys? So we got the entire spoiler list for Premium Gold Return of the Bling, so we are going to be going over the best cards out of this entire set, as well as just kind of cover some other cards that I kind of want to just talk about. First off, the first great reprint in this is going to be Lavalval Chain, and I think a lot of players are pretty excited about this. It's just kind of like a generic rank 4 that I think a lot of decks just can make good use of. Next up we have number 95, Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon. It's the first time that we're getting this in the TCG, although basically we can't really incorporate this in the rulers because of the OCG list, but nonetheless, if nothing gets touched as far as the dragon rulers, this is going to be a very nasty deck to run into, just because this card has a really amazing effect, and it all kind of comes down to also what becomes unbanned. The ban list, obviously can affect what cards are going to be more expensive, but I still think this is going to be a relatively hot card, just because a lot of people just like dragons in general. And remember guys, we're getting more support for Chaos Dragons, and they're just releasing Red Eyes, so maybe they'll incorporate some support for Red Eyes to maybe perhaps make this. I have no idea at the moment. Next up we have 101 Silent Honor Arc. This is just a really good generic rank 4. Even though Castell kind of replaced him in one sense, this card I still think is relatively good, because sometimes you don't actually want them to actually have that monster ever. You don't want to shuffle it back into the deck so they draw it later on, so you can just take it forever. Next up we have the Grand Spellbook Tower. Who knew that this card was $20? Exactly, probably not most of you guys, but nonetheless this card's like 15-20 bucks, and it's great that it's getting a reprint. No one really plays spellbooks. Maybe this is giving us a hint. Maybe they're gonna be like, oh, you know what, let's go ahead and put Spellbook of Judgment at 1, just see what happens, just for the lulz. But yeah, this card was kind of an expensive card now that it's getting its reprint. So that's it for what I would consider like the more expensive card. And obviously it does come down to, the ban list as far as everything else. But those are the cards I think that are going to be like the main money cards. But I still have a lot of cards I kind of want to just talk about that are worthy of mentioning. We have Trap Tricks. They have the Deona Marillo over here getting a reprint in gold. Pretty cool, because I think a lot of players wanted a foil version, although there's the actual pack already, but nonetheless, maybe people want the other rarities. Next up, Crush Card Virus. Now, this card has it's a contender to go up in price, and if it becomes short printed and the card becomes unbanned and they put the new errata on it, which they already said that they were going to do, this card has a high chance to become very, very expensive. If you guys haven't noticed, the ultimate rare ones right now from the Duelist pack, is it Duelist pack? It's something Kaiba, I think. And this card's like 40-50 bucks right now. So if you happen to have a lot of these, I'm talking like 10 plus, if you sell them now, you can still make a profit. But maybe if the card becomes unbanned, obviously the card's going to go up like crazy in price. So of course, the ban list is just around the corner. Next up, Sinister Serpent. This is another card that's getting reprinted. I feel like when they reprint some of these banned cards, it just is giving us that hint. And of course, if they give us that new errata, then we kind of have that sense that it's coming back. Kind of like how they did with Dark Strike Fighter. Next up, Regeki was still kind of pricey card. It's not like it's a super expensive card, but nonetheless, I think it's just nice, because I think it was like 10-15 bucks a week or two ago when I was looking at it. It's nice just to have a reprint of that. There's also Rank Up Magic, Astral Force, the other random stuff. I just kind of wanted to mention it because Raid Raptors might be a thing. They keep on releasing more support for it. So it's nice to have some of these rank ups in the deck. Next up, there's a bunch of Sylvan stuff. So if you never had a chance to play Sylvans, because man, aren't all like the Sylvans like ultra rares and like high rarity? So it's kind of nice just to have extra decks to have access to. Maybe if you want to try out the deck. I think the deck has a lot of extensive combos, but it does technically lose to Max C, and it can lose to other things. And also you can lose to yourself by not milling the right card, or was it excavating as they call it. Next up, one really good card that I really like in a lot of just random decks. A lot of OCG players were just randomly just playing one or two of these. It's called Cerberus, and it's kind of like Necrogardener, but as long as it's in your graveyard, whenever you take damage from an opponent's card effect or by battle, you can target one card on the field and destroy it. I really like the utility that this card offers, especially in a deck where you can like mill cards like Light Sword. Maybe if you're playing Shaddoll's with like Curry Bandits or something like that, maybe you could make use of this card too. Next up, there's Masquerade Anki, and I think this card's really cool, but I didn't really consider it like a really hot card to pull because it's pretty much only conditional to heroes. I mean, of course, you can run, the other mass changes in other decks, but I think like Dark Law basically gets the job done. You don't really need this card in addition to it for the splashable cards, I should say. Because people do splash Dark Law and a lot of random things, but this card's pretty cool. It just lets you to OTK much easier in heroes. Perhaps in the OCG, maybe heroes will be, well, they always like heroes. Heroes are always relevant in the OCG, just because I feel like they're one of those fan favorite decks and people just play fan favorite things just for the sake of doing it. Also, they have Stratos. Yeah, we gotta talk about Stratos in another video. Next up, there's one card I really feel like, actually, hold on, this, I'm sorry guys, this I would consider a really hot card. This is Blackwing Nothing the Starlight. There's a lot of crazy random stuff that you can loop. Well, of course, it involves Nodin, but, you know, once we get that card, a lot of things will be able to FTK. There's a lot of FTKs with a lot of other stuff. This card has an FTK as well. But anyways, if it's special summon, you get to burn your opponent for 800. Then you get to take, you get to, does it target? Or it says, make one monster your opponent controls lose 800 attack and defense. And that's basically the gist of the card. And it has decent attack, so basically, potentially an extra 1600 points of damage, and it is generic. It does not require a Blackwing, and at the moment there's not really any good level 6 synchros. I mean, Goyo Guardian is there, but no one really uses Goyo Guardian. I think that usually when you're going to be going for synchro plays and stuff in most decks, you're going to be going for OTK, and this could also be used as a stepping stone to make other things, and in addition to that, you get to inflict 800 damage and make something lose, so it has, like, you know, extra utility besides, like, doing the FTKs and all the other crazy stuff. This is another card that I really like. I don't think it'll go high in price, and all, like I said, guys, it comes down to short prints. We don't know what the pull ratios, but I really love this card. It's called Stardust Respark, and it says when your opponent monster, an opponent's special summon monster declares a direct attack, if its attack is greater than or equal to your life points, negate the attack, and if you do, draw one card. Then you can special summon one Stardust monster from your extra deck or graveyard. You can only use one of them per turn. So there's another card. I don't remember the exact name in the TCG, but basically it can negate your opponent's like special summons, or I think it's like negate summons, and then it comes back during the end phase. So basically it's a Stardust that negates special summons or something along the lines of that. And it's got like 3,000 attack. Someone will comment in the section below, and they'll let me actually, I'll add it to the description box once I remember the card's name, because I looked for it and I didn't remember its name. Yeah, I did really like this card when I was messing around in DevPro. It's a really cool card. It is conditional, but I feel like some decks can definitely make use of it, because basically whenever your opponent would try to kill you, as long as they're attacking with, of course, a special summon monster, you can negate the attack, draw a card, and bring out a boss monster all for one card. That's a pretty good effect in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! But, you know, it is a trap. It is technically slow, and it's conditional. It has to be a special monster that's attacking, where Boojins would just laugh in your face, you know? Next up, Ring of Destruction. Again, it all comes down to if some of these cards get the errata, and in addition to that, they get unbanned. This card could be kind of expensive as well. I actually have some ultimate rare ones, so I'm stoked for that. Another thing I just wanted to talk about real quick is Gladiator Beast Gazaris, or Geyserus, whatever you like to call them. But I was like, what the heck? Why are they printing Glads? Does this potentially mean that we're finally going to get Bestiary at 3? Because I don't understand the point in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! We're like, okay, Denko, that's fine at 3. Decree, that's fine at 3. Oh, you know what, Geyserus, or Bestiary more so, it's just like, oh, he has to be at 1. Like, why? Like, Denko Iseka is hands down 1,000 times better than Bestiary. Bestiary, well, you have to either, you know, declare an attack with Glad Beast, get the effect, or you have to actually be able to test higher. It's like Glad Beasts are so slow that I feel like this wouldn't, like, putting Glad Beast Bestiary to 3 wouldn't change anything. And before someone says Asian Eyes, Gladiator Beast Bestiary to 3 would beat Necros, because Necros have no back row. Come on now. Like, it wouldn't do anything. Then also, Naturia Barkion is also getting a reprint, and same with Naturia Beast. Naturia Beast is actually a really amazing card. If you guys didn't know, 6 Samurais were actually kind of making kind of a statement, because if you get matched up against Klees and you can make a Naturia Beast, they kind of cry. In addition to that, if you get matched up against Necros, Necros is another deck that would basically cry against Naturia Beast, because they're usually only outs are going to be like Book of Eclipse, maybe Darkhold, maybe Regeki, and you're going to be able to negate everything. And then with Klees, obviously, they can't really do anything. Maybe Skill Drain. Well, Skill Drain obviously could deal with this, but nonetheless, a pretty cool card. And then there's also Exchange of the Spirit. This is another card that is a card that is banned, and it has, you know, a potential to come back, of course, with its errata, which kind of makes the cards not as good. And, well, actually, it's hands down makes the card not as good as it used to be. But, like, the cards are banned for a specific reason, and, you know, it's kind of nice in one sense to have the cards back. Actually, I will totally make a video talking about the whole errata situation, because a lot of players are excited that the card's coming back, but their, you know, effects are watered down. Some people hate it. Basically, the card doesn't have its, like, value, or not necessarily just the money value, but the value in the mindset that it's like, oh, you got that card out. Wow, it's like, it's that mindset, it's that memory that you have, and like it kind of reminds you of the TV show sometimes when these crazy things happen in the game and they automatically win the game. But nonetheless, this card was involved in a lot of FTKs back in the day, guys. But if you guys want to check out the full spoiler list, I'll put a link down below in the description box so you guys can check it out. If you felt like I missed out on any cards that are really good, hey, definitely let me know in the comment section below. There's also some other cool cards. This is actually one card I want to show you guys real quick. This card was actually called Satan Claws. I liked its original name, but obviously for the TCG, we couldn't have that name because anything that's like not kid-friendly, I guess I should say, is pretty much just going to be like censored or something like that. But it's not a very good card. I just like it because its name was so cool, Satan Claus. I just loved it so much. But it's now Santa Claus, but with a W, Claus, huh? You get it? Yeah, it's pretty good, huh? But there is some pretty funny stuff. I think I have a video of this card in it might have been like an OTK or something. It was something really dumb. But if I find the video, I'll put a link down below in the description box. It's more for troll decks than anything, but maybe someone could actually make some good use of it. But like I said, let me know maybe what was your favorite card that we talked about or didn't talk about that is coming out. Oh, also really quickly, there is actually the Exodia set. I didn't really feel like that was necessary to mention, just because we actually already got a reprint of Exodia. It was in some like Legendary Collection Special Edition. I don't know. I know we got secret rare Exodia parts in something recently. There's also like Debris Dragon, Dandelion. It's just like nice like cards and like foil alias. It's just nice, but I didn't really find anything to be super expensive other than the cards that I mentioned before, which were not Satan Claus. The Lavalo Chain is probably one of the cards I think that will be the hottest. This has potential. Again, all comes down to you know how hard they short print cards, if they do at all, and also if they actually hit any of the dragons, like the dragon rulers. The OCG had them all banned, so maybe we won't ever really get to see this card. But again, we got Chaos Dragon support coming out, and we got all the random stuff coming out into the game. And then this card's great. And that Blackwing card, where is it called? It's called Joe Black or something like that. Where is that card? There's also more Blackwing support, but again, I felt like it was kind of unnecessary. Like why the support for Blackwings, Konami? Like forever they will get support. But yeah, oh, it's nothing with Starlight. I think Joe also comes in here. Blackwing Joe, like you guys never heard of Blackwing Joe, right? But yeah, I think this card is much better. It's generic and it has a really good effect. Like I said, it's a stepping stone to make other things. In addition, you'll get effects and you get to burn them in. There is an FTK with that. And if I find the FTK video, it was some Japanese guy. I don't remember his channel name, but yeah, if I find it, I'll try to throw his video down below in the description box. It does involve Noden, just as a heads up, so yeah, some people, when there's Noden involved, are like, oh, okay, I'm not really interested in watching it. I understand, because Noden is pretty OP. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Like I said, let me know your favorite card out of this. If you guys want to know mine is honestly Stardust Respawn. It's just the coolest card ever. It's like, you have so many effects. You get negate an attack, draw a card, and then it's supposed to summon a big boss monster. Like, what are the downsides? Oh, you can only activate one of them. And you technically have to be low life points. And it has to be a special monster. I understand it's conditional. I think it's still pretty sweet, though. But anyways, thanks for watching. Azneyes signing out for reals this time.